Today I'd like to share a fascinating article that I came across in the New York Times about universal preschool. And the story actually begins some time ago in the late 90s when Boston Preschool opened up its program to every student in the Boston area, but there weren't enough seats available to every student. So to combat this, they created a lottery where students could apply to enroll in the pre-K program. And this lottery was run completely randomized, which to economists is a field day for being able to study cause and effect results of an actual lottery on otherwise similar groups. And that's exactly what these researchers did. There was a researcher from University of Chicago, MIT, and UC Berkeley. So the results of this study were actually released last month. Now, this study covered over 4,000 applications to pre-K and ranged from 1997 to 2003. And what's really cool is that these students have actually now aged through college, so we can start to see some of the long-term implications on how pre-K might have impacted this student's educational attainment throughout their life. So let's start with the first thing you might think of, which is how did the aspect of enrolling in pre-K impact a student's test scores? Well, for the students that won the lottery, they actually didn't see a noticeable improvement on their standardized test scores across elementary school, middle school, or high school. So you might be asking yourself, what impact did it have? Well, standardized tests aren't everything. And here on Manifest Ed, you might have heard us talk a lot about social emotional learning, particularly with a focus on a student's well-being. And if you look through that lens, it's possible to see that the students that did win the lottery and won a place in the public pre-K program fared substantially better than those students that didn't win a seat. In fact, the students that won the lottery were less likely to be suspended in high school. They were less likely to be sentenced to juvenile incarceration. Nearly 70% of the lottery winners went on to graduate high school, which was a substantial increase from those that didn't win the lottery. There was a 5 percentage point increase in the likelihood to have ever enrolled in college. And while it's a little bit too soon to say because not all of the students have aged throughout college yet, there's also a positive impact on graduation outcomes from college, so really looking quite positive. Now, in terms of demographics, when we look at the study, these positive impacts were felt across racial groups, income groups, and gender groups, though the study did find that there was a more positive lift on boys than girls. So, the question on everyone's mind, how could pre-K have had these positive effects without lifting test scores? And it actually proves that improving a student's social emotional learning and helping them mature at a young age does help in more than a narrow short-term academic sense, which only highlights how foundational the schooling process is, in which we all saw in the last year by bringing the schooling process into our homes. This study demonstrates important positive implications for how large-scale public preschool programs can improve educational attainment throughout an entire student's lifetime, and we look forward to seeing how this might roll out for universal pre-K in the future. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. Hope to see you soon.